recorded. If you don't want your name or your image to show up on that recording, just keep yourself on mute and turn your video off, and people won't even know you're here. And it doesn't show our chat either, so don't worry about that. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Claire Duffield. I'm Digital Engagement Librarian for Leeds Libraries, which is a very cool job. I get to do these tech talks whilst we're in lockdown, some Tech Moms, which is a 10-week course for mums who are interested in tech, also do code clubs and try to look after our social media as well. So lots of stuff, all techie and digital. I'm really passionate about getting people into digital and the benefits that that can bring to people. So today we've got the wonderful Chelsea Slater from InnovateHer, and she's going to talk to us about her career a little bit and also about how they're getting people into tech, especially young girls, because of the gender gap in the industry. I've also got our lovely librarian Dawn, and she's going to talk to us about her young person's offer and how they've been doing gaming during lockdown. So really interested in that. Just going to go through a few ground rules. You can keep your mic off if that's okay, and that means that you won't disturb our speakers. As I say, have your video on and off, it's up to you. Feel free, if you've got kids, to do come and go, if you've got deliveries, that kind of thing. We know what it's like down in lockdown at the moment. We do have a chat function, so I'm just going to say hello in there to everyone. Just going to make sure I am off the meeting, everyone in, yeah, there we go. Hello. Oh, lovely. I can see that we've got some lovely comments in there already. And you can ask questions as the talk goes on in there, and I will read them at the end. So yeah, please do get involved in that. So we wanted to do these talks to make sure that we stay connected with our networks and the public and everyone that we know during lockdown. And I think this is like our 10th one or something like that. And it's the second last one of this series. And we just wanted to be able to still showcase our resources that we've got. Sometimes we showcase like archives that are hidden away that you might not normally see, or we showcase resources that are free and that you can access online at the moment. And we also wanted to share ideas, meet loads of different people from the creative and digital industries, and create a little bit of a community as well. So I think that's enough of me blabbing on and talking away. So I'm going to introduce our first talker, which is Dawn, our wonderful librarian. Take it away, Dawn.
Hello. Hi, I'm Dawn. I'm one of the librarians at Central Library. And mainly what I do is I work with young people, and I'll reclaim the word's being reclaimed at the moment, but I run lots of sort of geeky events, which are very, very popular at Central Library. So what I run is I run like a cosplay group once a month. I also run ToshaCon, which is a yearly event, which is all of Japanese style events and games. I do thought bubble events in the library, and games group, which is sort of the main thing that I run, that I'm running continuously through lockdown as well. So our games group has been running for 10 years. With we work in partnership with the Cardigan Centre. Leon there attends the group every single week, and he has done for 10 years, so that's absolutely fantastic that we've got them on board. It's for ages 11 years and upwards, so mainly up to about 20-year-old. And to be honest, most of the group are sort of quite into their digital games, but they have like, it's like a tech time out actually when they come to see us. It's a social thing.
Dawn, sorry, you're crackling a little bit. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if you need to be closer to your mic or something, or if something's over your mic. Give it another go, if that's okay.
I'll get a bit closer, see if that helps. Is that better?
That sounds really good at the moment.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry for just.
Do you want me to start again, or shall I just go from where I was?
I think just go from where you were. That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, so we have about between 15 and 20 young people that come to games group every week. And they're mainly lads, to be fair. We have 3 or 4 girls, and we'd like to up that profile, really. The girls are just, you know, they're lovely. Everybody's lovely, really. So they play like trading card games mainly at the moment. So things like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, Vanguard, and also they do D&D games and board games as well. We have done Warhammer in the past as well, and people float in and out of different games, really. So we're very autism friendly. A lot of the members of the group are on the autistic spectrum. So all the staff that work are trained, and we can sort of handle any issues that come up around that. So that's brilliant. Since lockdown, like I say, we've run it online, and we've been, since week 1 really of lockdown, we went straight to running the group through an app called Discord, which is predominantly a game sort of app. And the app allows you to create a private group, and you can invite members, we can ban members, we can sort of have sort of private chats on there, and it's via voice and text chat. It's like I say, it's popular with gamers, and the group can share their computer screens, and they can share other programs such as Cockatrice, which is a program which is a multiplayer program, a multi-platform program for playing tabletop card games. So they can actually sort of stream that through the app Discord, and we sort of have several games going, because you can have several rooms in the actual app that you're playing, so people can stream like multiplayer games as well, like Dauntless, up onto the app, and chat and talk at the same time as playing. So we've been a good lifeline really for a lot of people. We've got about 6 or 7 people that join us every week, and we're available to chat in between as well. So we've solved some housing problems, some mental health issues. We've been managing to sort of signpost people to different groups, and also to sort of support from like marketplace and housing, like I say. So we've done sort of quite a lot of good work with the young people. So yeah, that's it really. That's what we do. And if anybody knows of anybody that'd like to join us online, or when we go back into like a Wednesday night group again, you can join by emailing me on my government Leeds Gov address, which I'm sure we can put up on the chat there. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Oh, thank you, Dawn. Wonderful. What we've got a question from Teresa. What is the age of the children?
It's 11 years upwards, because some of the games are quite complicated. We mainly have sort of 14 to 20-year-olds really, but there's a couple of younger ones as well.
Excellent. It sounds wonderful. It's really lovely that you've been able to use apps to keep in contact with like young people that you already know. Are you getting other young people as well interested, and particularly when something?
Well, all we've known for a lot of years really.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've found it really useful to be in contact with us.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dawn. What I'll do is I'll put your email into the chat for anyone who wants any further information about that, or if you've got any young people who you think would be interested as well, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you for joining us, Dawn. Okay. We're now going to welcome our guest speaker, Chelsea Slater from InnovateHer, who's going to talk to us a little bit about what they're up to, what their aims are. I'm really looking forward to this. She's an inspiration to me myself, so thank you for joining us, Chelsea.
Thank you for having me, Claire. I'll share my screen, if that's all right. I've done a bit of a presentation, so you don't need to just look at my face. Here we go. Can you see that? Is that all right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm Chelsea Slater, and I'm the co-founder of InnovateHer. It's a pleasure to speak with you all today. I'm going to do this presentation, but feel free to ask as many questions as you want, and I'll try and answer them at the end. Before I tell you a little bit about InnovateHer, I'll tell you a little bit about me first, how I've got to where I am now and why I started the initiative. As you might be able to tell, I'm not from Leeds. I am Welsh, actually, but I've been living in Liverpool for the last 12 years. So my accent's a little bit of both, because I'm not from North Wales, which is really close to Liverpool as well. So a bit of a twang of both, I think. But yeah, I moved here 12 years ago to study marketing at university here. The microphone there is because I absolutely love karaoke. And my favourite person to sing is Dolly Parton. I've got a dog called Dolly as well. So yeah, I thought you might want to know that. And then finally, I am really, really passionate about equality, and more so I'm really passionate about women and getting minorities into technology, because I absolutely love tech and believe that it should be a place for everyone. So my journey kind of started in technology in 2013. I had just finished a master's in Birmingham at the time. I was doing that part-time, but also working in a tech role here in Liverpool. Unfortunately, the boss there wasn't that great, and I learned a lot from him in terms of how not to run a business or how to treat people within the workplace. I also found that a lot of women in that organisation left quite quickly because of some of the attitudes that were in there, and I think that was the first time when I thought, right, I think technology isn't the best place for women, or there is kind of parts or places within tech that isn't that inclusive. And I was really passionate about making change in that, because I love technology. And actually the job I was doing there, even though it was marketing, I was working really closely with developers, with designers, with the business owner. And I explored and learned so much about the tech field, and just fell in love with it. So for me to know that there wasn't other people like me, or anyone similar, especially women, it was just a bit disappointing, and I just felt like I really wanted to do something about it. So in 2013, I set up Liverpool Girl Geeks. You might have seen, like, there's loads of Girl Geeks around the UK. There's Manchester Girl Geeks. I don't know whether there's a Leeds one, or there has been. I know there's a few women, female tech initiatives, but the Girl Geek kind of brand was across the UK, and I thought that would be a brilliant thing to set up in Liverpool. So I did that alongside my role in tech, and started putting on events for women, and they were mostly inspirational events for adult women 18 plus. We worked with universities and a lot of educational providers to try and get younger people involved in them as well. And then we started doing courses and workshops, because the women were telling us that they were really inspired by what we were telling them, and they wanted to learn now. And it was amazing, and the Liverpool community got right behind us to bring the initiative to life. And to be honest, it got quite demanding. I was in a full-time role. I was working in a bar as well. I had this, and I was like, right, I need to sort this out, because Liverpool Girl Geeks wanted a lot from me and the other woman who was doing it with me at the time. And I felt like to make a real difference, I had to dedicate myself to it full time if I was to make any change here in Liverpool. So in 2015, I left my job and I focused on Liverpool Girl Geeks full time. I got a little bit of freelance work to support that, and then I looked for sponsorship, and that kind of carried us through for a few years. I then met my current co-founder, Jo Morphy, who has got about 10 more years on me in terms of tech experience, and she felt really passionate about what we were doing and said, can I join you? And I said, yeah, I can't pay you at the moment, but please come on board, because I've got a bigger vision for this. I really want to take some of the work that we're doing with Liverpool Girl Geeks outside of Liverpool. I want to focus on it full time. And that's when the first kind of ideas and pieces came together for InnovateHer. We decided in 2015 that the adult work that we were doing was brilliant, but actually this was systematic and in schools we had to make a massive change there. So we felt like we were going to make the most impact if we worked with young people from the age of 11 when they join high school. And to be honest, it needs to happen before then. But the high school range kind of worked for us. So InnovateHer was born out of that, and we built a social enterprise around it, a proper business model, and a new brand, as you can see, which was launched at the end of 2017 and has given us the ability to expand out of Liverpool. So before I tell you what InnovateHer actually does, I'd actually done this presentation for Sky in Leeds before lockdown and didn't manage to come and deliver it because I think we went in lockdown like a couple of days later. So I'd already had this research, but this is a couple of years old, but I don't think from what we've seen it's changed too much. So around 20% of computer science students at the moment at GCSE is female. That falls at A level and falls again at university. In a couple of years ago in 2018 in Leeds, I'm not sure whether it's right now, but 50% of schools were offering computer science with 8% of people studying it. There's an amazing report which I'll share with you on this called the Royal Society. If you've not come across it, I'll share the link. And then this stat always got to me, and it was 29% of male teachers said that they would not recommend a career to a female pupil, a STEM career to a female pupil. And I think around 16% of female teachers said the same. And when we were speaking to young girls in Liverpool, some of the reaction was, and they were telling us that some of their teachers just wouldn't tell them about technology, or actually said to them that it wasn't for them, or they were going to be the only girl in the class and they wouldn't recommend that. So we were really, really passionate about making a change in this area due to all of that kind of that I've just explained. So our mission now is to get girls ready for the tech industry and the industry ready for girls. We don't feel like we can do one part of that alone. There is so much that we need to do to change within industry. We can't tell a young person to get into tech and then them have a bit of a disappointing time and leave, because retention is a big problem as well. Our aims are to increase opportunity for young people, boost the local skills economy, educate teachers, parents and careers advisors, and create a cultural shift within the industry. And here are some of my team. So how we do that is we have programs for young people. Now we don't just do these for girls anymore, we do it for non-binary people as well. We're really passionate about diversity and inclusion as a whole, but we still think that there's a space for girls and non-binary people to come together because a lot of the technology and spaces are very male dominated. So we feel like we need to build confidence in people that don't believe that there's an opportunity in that space. So we do girl only and non-binary courses, which are now online since the pandemic hit. But before the pandemic hit, we used to go into a school and we do 8 weeks with them and teach them tech skills, build confidence and showcase local opportunities. So if we're in Manchester, we'd showcase companies and apprenticeships and universities and kind of the whole array of opportunities that are out there in that local area. And we've done the same in Liverpool and London. They're the kind of 3 cities that we've been in so far. And now we run these online as well. We have 3 themes. We have a Tech for Good theme, which is a real broad look of the tech sector, teaching UX skills, coding, prototyping, marketing, and then we do like a future mapping session, and usually we can take them on a trip as well to a local space, which is amazing and one of their favourite parts. of the programme. We have a web development one as well, and then we have a gaming one which we designed in collaboration with PlayStation, which is such a great creative programme that we've just turned into an online programme which is made for online. It's worked so much better actually online than it has ever before in a classroom, which is amazing. They're all led by industry role models, and I think we've worked with around 50 schools to date, and had some great impact, which I'll tell you a little bit about in a minute. And then the other side of the work that we do is with industry. So as I said before, there's no point us telling a young person to get into the industry when the industry needs to change as well. So we work with about 22 partners currently, from large organisations like Co-op and PlayStation to companies like Liverpool Football Club that a lot of young people don't even associate with technology when they've got 400 roles there in the tech team, which is amazing. We work with very.co.uk, but then we also work with an array of smaller organisations. This is Code Computer Love in Manchester, but we work with teams of around 10 people as well. I think that's our smallest company. And our job is to really inspire change within that community. They do get involved in the programmes. They might host a visit. They might have role models within their organisations that get involved and become ambassadors for us. But we run monthly webinars for them around diversity and inclusion. And then all of that funds our social enterprise. So that's kind of like our business model, and how we sustain as well is that we have a membership for organisations to join, but it is to fund the schools programmes so that we can keep them free for young people, so it's more accessible. So these are some of the students that we've had through that we've had some really nice successes with. I mean, it's so rewarding doing the work that we're doing. If you ever get to work with us, I'm sure you'll agree. And all of our ambassadors and mentors get just as much out of it as the young people do. But Jessica on the left, she joined us on our first ever programme before InnovateHer was even a thing in 2016, and she joined us, and she's actually really academic, and she said to us, my parents only want me to go into law or become a doctor, and I just don't want to do it. And she came to us quite deflated and just didn't really know what to do, because her parents were quite pushy in terms of these roles are the ones that we want you to do. So she came on our tech course, and now she's going into cybersecurity and doing a degree in it, which is amazing, because she actually felt confident enough to explore different areas of technology and then kind of like pitch that back to her family and say, look, this is a great opportunity. And that's kind of where she's heading now. And that was her doing a TED talk, super confident. Jess was, and she did a TED talk, which is amazing, and I think that's on YouTube as well. I can share that. Beth in the middle came to us. She was the most shy, just wonderful human, but didn't really want to get out of her parents' car when she first came to us, and it was quite sad. But then soon, within like 2 or 3 weeks, her confidence just, it rocketed. And by the end of the programme, she was like standing on the table talking about her idea, and she went on work experience at PlayStation, and she wants to get into gaming, and she's on kind of the path to do that. And it was just amazing to see that. With those two girls before InnovateHer existed, and I want to mention this because we have made a massive change, is we saw a lot of girls that were being supported by their families, and that's why I've told the stories there, because now we recognise that in 2016 when they came to us, but we recognise that to get to those that parents maybe don't have a clue about the tech industry, they don't know where to start with it, or they can't bring their young person to the city centre to do a course, we felt the need to go to schools and get to those in more disadvantaged communities. So we have worked now, I said before, we've worked with about 50 schools, and in some of the hardest to reach areas across Liverpool and Manchester, and we've had the most impact there because we made that change of going to them in a school and supporting them rather than try to persuade the parents to get them somewhere, or they might not have even been able to afford it. So we worked with an amazing school it was Cedar Mountain in Gorton in Manchester, and we took them to the BBC for their trip, which is right on their doorstep. And none of the girls on that course had really left their local area before, and they didn't know that the BBC was on their doorstep. And one of them said that it was the best day of their life, and it was just so sweet. And I think just being able to showcase local opportunities, and that's what we're also passionate about, to these people can really make a big difference, because they don't understand that they're there, and also their aspiration might not be to leave their city or town or village. They might not have ever known that they could do that, and they might not want to. So for us, making sure that we're showcasing the local opportunities that are out there is the best thing that we're able to do. I've mentioned some of the companies that we work with, and we're so grateful of companies like this that support us. We've just done an amazing gaming program, as I mentioned, with PlayStation since the pandemic, using their new game, which is called Dreams, which is a brilliant game for PS4, and it's a game where you make games within it. It's a bit like Inception, and it's actually really transformational in terms of gaming education or tech education. We had 10 girls and a non-binary person on that course. It's just finished last week, and through it, because it was tailored for online audiences, we were able to reach so many different people across the UK. We've only ever worked in the Northwest, really, and a bit in London, and we were able to reach people from Aberdeen, Hull, Bristol, Southampton, Surrey, just through this online course, and by moving it to an online course. And the feedback on that was just brilliant. We use Discord as well, which is, if you don't know what Discord is, similar to Slack. In terms of you have channels, but it's catered for gaming, and you can stream with it. And actually we found it quite safe for young people to use, because there's the functionality in there that they can't direct message each other. Their parents can turn that off, which in Slack you can't do. So we've struggled with that a little bit about what platforms to use, but we found Discord to be actually quite safe and a good one to use. So to kind of wrap up, our work so far, this is work so far, and I've spoke about that a little bit, but I think when I first created this presentation, I hadn't put anything in about the pandemic, and I didn't know what was going to happen. And if I was speaking to you all a couple of months ago, I'm not sure whether I'd be able to do this talk, because we didn't know what was going to happen with InnovateHer, and it was really scary for us to understand what was going to happen to the organisation and to the communities that we had built over the last few years, and to the team as well. There's 5 of us in the team, but I'm so happy to say that we've survived it. We've got here, and the future looks bright. And I think we made some tough decisions at the beginning, but also we were really passionate and motivated to keep going and to make sure that we supported people online. We quickly designed a portal so that we could move all of our programs online in a safe way. People could access our resources, tune in to the sessions each week. And that's kind of what has helped us exist today. Our 3-year vision was to become more of an online provider anyway, because we saw that young people that might have had to leave a session in school to look after someone at home, or cook their family's tea, or you know, have responsibilities like that. They were missing out on some of the sessions, so we wanted to be able to provide something online so that they could catch up or do it from their home, and the pandemic has forced us to do that now. So we brought kind of that vision into the present, and that's kind of our focus now, which is exciting for us, because we can now work with young people from across the country, and we're really passionate about the north of England particularly, and we've always talked about Leeds, and we would love some young people on our programmes for Leeds, so that's why I connected with Claire, and she's been connecting with me with a few people, which is much appreciated. We've got free programmes and free places for these young people to take. So that's, I guess, my ask is if you could share some of our stuff, then that would be brilliant, because I'd love to see some more young people from that area come along, and also businesses as well. So if there's businesses in the area that want to support something like this, or want to explore diversity and inclusion more closely, or support a local school or a local person to have this opportunity, then I'd love to speak to you as well. I think, I have got a last slide, taking action. We are relaunching our InnovateHer ambassador scheme over the next few weeks, so if you want to become an ambassador, I will make sure to share the link with you. We've always had a mentoring scheme, but we are about to change that so that we can get more people involved, because one of the things we noticed was that we had lots of mentors wanting to mentor with us, but not as many programs as we needed mentors. So we're changing it up, and we're going to launch an ambassador program, which is really exciting and means that more people can get involved and become role models for these young people. As I said, if you are from an organisation that and you want to strive to do better within diversity and inclusion, or just explore how you can collaborate with us, then please get in touch. Lobby local government. I'd put this example in because that's all we tend to do in Liverpool, is just lobby our local councils and combined authority to become better. We're doing it at the moment for a local fund that came out, and it wasn't good enough in terms of how they assessed it and put their diversity and inclusion procedures in there. So these are the kind of things we do on the side of the work that we're doing as well. And yeah, if anything, just please share our story if you've been inspired by anything that I've said today. Even just retweeting us on Twitter or giving us a follow, that means a lot to us. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. What wonderful work. I really love the case studies as well, like of young people gaining confidence, seeing what the roles are out there. I've got a few questions for you in chat, and some people who are really, really interested in getting involved, I think. So I'll just have a little look in there for you. The first one is, what are you doing in Leeds at the moment?
Well, we're not doing anything physically at the moment, but we have got our online programs, which are for anyone. And we've also moved everything online. So all of our educational programs are open to anyone in the UK. So if there's any young people or schools that you're connected with that you might think might like this opportunity, then I'd love to be connected with them. And then also we've made our membership and organisational community online as well. So we have monthly webinars instead of monthly face-to-face like learning sessions. So which is much better anyway. We should have been doing that before, because if someone misses it, it's been recorded and it's there, and it's kind of in the drive in the cloud, so people can access it whenever. So I guess now we're a national brand, and we just want to make sure that people in Leeds and on the outskirts of Leeds also are getting these opportunities too. But also I'm aware that other things and initiatives are going on in places, so we want to collaborate with them as well. That's one of our values. We don't want to just come in and take over with, the women in tech initiative. We're not about that. We're about joining the dots and making sure that people can really collaborate with us in different ways as well. So yeah,
definitely. And I think Leeds as a city is wonderful for collaboration. There's always room for lovely people like yourself, Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many young people that need support, isn't there? So there's a lot of us to go around and support them. So we'd love to be able to do that.
Fabulous. I've got another question from Rima, and she's wondering why it's such a small percentage of women in tech, I think, or girls in tech. Is it because of access to computers, laptops, internet at home, which I think we found a huge barrier, especially during lockdown?
Yeah, I think that's a barrier to everyone at the moment, isn't it? No matter what your gender. And we've definitely noticed that accessibility has been a huge issue during the pandemic for both boys and girls. We partnered with the Prince's Trust recently in Greater Manchester to provide devices for people that couldn't afford them, which is brilliant. And we've been able to give young people that laptop or device so that they can come along. I think in general though, young women that we speak to just don't have the confidence, and that's due to a number of reasons. Like, I won't go into it too much, but from when we're born, we're put into stereotypes and put into boxes, and from what we wear to the things that we get called, and the language we use with different people. I'm generalizing because not everyone does that and people are aware, but I think there are a lot of barriers to young women to feel like they can have these amazing opportunities. But also like them stats that I shared about the male teachers, and we've seen that in real life. So we've seen girls come to us saying that they can't do a certain subject because their teacher won't let them, or their parents are saying not to. We've also seen when there's like girls and boys school, more often than not, especially in Liverpool, we've seen that the boys' schools offer computer science and the girls' schools don't. So there is that perception still that STEM isn't for young girls. So there's a lot to do there. There's not enough role models. I think it's getting better in the media. They are showcasing a lot more women in business. I think that is getting better, but there needs to be a lot more. I think when we still ask a young person, like, tell us a business woman in a woman in business or a woman in tech, they mostly can't really name one, whereas they say like Alan Sugar or Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg for the ones that, and you know, they're very stereotypical tech people. They're all white as well, and yeah, we need to definitely do more to showcase different people from all different backgrounds, I think, to help. I think it's getting better, but the stats are still so low.
Yeah, definitely. I think like when I was younger, I didn't know all the different roles in tech and digital, and it's in everyone's role now. Like a librarian is classed as a digital role, which is quite surprising.
Yeah, that's what we say to the young people as well in schools. It's like, no matter who you are, you're going to need digital and tech skills. Yeah. So please learn them, like whatever you want to do. And that's surprising to a lot of people. They don't realise how much of a need there is. But teachers are underfunded, they're under-supported. A lot of teachers aren't getting the training that they need to share, what they need to share around technology. So it's not like, there's so much to be done as well. So.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, Teresa's saying it's been really good for disabled housebound people during lockdown, because a lot of stuff's gone digital, so you can access it now and join in, which I think in the future it's quite a good mix to have, isn't it? I think for people, like in person and a digital
Definitely. We've definitely seen an increase as well in people that are less digital savvy becoming more digital savvy and being able to access this. So it's because it's being forced on us now, isn't it, through the pandemic?
Yes.
And it's making people adapt and change. So that's been a great thing. Although I think a lot of people are zoomed out as well, aren't they? So
definitely, there's only so many you can do in a week.
Yeah.
And there's some great initiatives in Leeds. We've got 100% digital Leeds, which lend out iPads and train people to become digital champions. And also the council's part of the Tech Talent Charter in Leeds, which is looking to get more females into companies and tech companies and stuff.
Signed up to that. Is that with Debbie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Debbie Foster, I think. Yeah, she's wonderful. She's inspiring. Check her out if you want to. Tech Challenge, a hard one. Tech Talent Charter.
That's the one.
Yeah. And we've also got Empowering Women with Tech in Leeds and Women in Leeds Digital as well. So do check them out on Twitter. We've got some amazing networks here. So we've got other people in the chat. Rima is saying, did you approach Google and YouTube? Their offices are just opposite the British Library and they're very keen to work with different youth programs. That's maybe a top tip.
I mean, I'd love to get any of them involved. I've never spoke with either of them, but very inspiring.
And Cully is saying they work with primary schools across Leeds. And it would be great to see what you could do for that age group when you're ready. So I don't know, do you do primary school?
Not at the moment, but it's on the cards. So at the moment, our main focus is seeking funding for our platform so that we can really build it out and then do content for anyone under the age of 18. So watch this space. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but we'd love to be able to support younger people as well.
This is a cheeky question from Emily. Is there a cost for the programme to schools or individuals? And have you been working with National Collaborative Outreach Programme, NCOP?
Not collaborated with them, no. Throughout lockdown, we were charging £50 per person for a 6-week course, and then we had donated places for those that can afford it, but that was to kind of get us through the 3 months for a bit of income, but now we've stopped it, so it's all free. We were just kind of testing it, I guess, and we had to still exist, it did support us for a little bit. But we still made sure that we had the donated places as well, which we got quite a lot of to support those that couldn't afford it. But now, they're all free again. And we just charge businesses to become a member of InnovateHer, and that's how we're funded mainly.
Fantastic. Emma says she works with children and young adults. Are there any schemes working with young adults 18 plus, even post 30?
There's like Idea. Do you know Idea? That's for anyone, isn't it? The
Which
idea.org. They do a lot of digital schools. There's
Code First Girls.
There's Code First Girls. That's 18. That's 14 plus, I think.
Yeah.
There's like mums that you were talking about.
Yes.
There's loads of coding platforms as well, like Code Academy, and Future Learn is the best website, I think, for tech skills, and that's for anyone. Just to explore like different mad courses like machine learning, and just to like really get to grips with different areas of technology. They're really forward thinking, great courses. I can't think. North Coders as well. They're in Leeds.
Yes, North Coders are fantastic. I think you pay at the end or something. And yeah, really good initiative.
We do bursaries for women, and I think you pay through your salary when you get a job now. So that's a great one.
Yeah. And for young people interested in creative media, because it's still tech. It's so like sound production, TV, film, and we've got Studio 12 in Leeds Libraries as well, and that's for 16 to 30-year-olds, completely free, lovely studio full of Macs and a sound booth, loads of connections to the film industry, so do please check that out. But yeah, Tech Mums is fabulous. That's for anyone who's a mum, basically. And that's a 10-week course. I've not got one running at the moment, but I will publicise that as soon as I can. Get in touch if you want more information about that. Okay, you're very active in the chat. I'm loving this today.
Now I'm using that now.
Colleen shared a LinkedIn group, The Female Lead, and they showcase role models daily. So I'm totally going to have a little look at that. Great.
I follow that, and it's brilliant.
Okay, I think. Let me know if you've got any more questions. Sorry if I did miss any. But I think we've got through them all then. Thank you so much, everyone. What I will do is I will send out a link to this recording and previous courses as well. Previous talks as well. And a big thank you to Chelsea for joining us today. Really wonderful work. It's been great to find out what your plans are, what you're doing at the moment. Thank you everyone for joining us on your lunch break and asking some wonderful questions and sharing ideas and resources. That's what we're here for. And next week we have got Butter Crumble, which are a creative design duo. They're twins, and they are going to be talking about 12 ways to be creative and be innovative, simple ways that we can do. So please do join us for that. My librarian for that one is Sophia, and she's going to be talking about our drop in and draw event that we do on Twitter each week as well. Please do share that you joined us today at Leeds Libraries on Twitter, on Facebook. We would love to see any photos or any comments that you have. And I think that is all that I've got to say. So thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thanks everyone. Lovely to meet you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Teresa, Emily, Gillian.